Hi everybody, I'm Tricia Morris from Club Scrap, and it's great to be back. Today we're going to be talking about another technique. If you've looked at my page that I have here, you'll notice something really important is missing from this page. It happens to be the photographs. Well, I had a couple of Club Scrap members approach me one day and say, you know what, we had these pizza boxes of Club Scrap kits piling up in our homes, so we decided that we were going to get out and use them. So they actually scrapbooked all of the contents of their kit in one afternoon, and the secret to getting that done was to do it without the photos. Now, I thought they were crazy. I thought, scrapbook without photos? After all, I'm all about choosing the photos first. But when I put the technique to the test, it worked for me, and let me show you how it's going to work for you. So here we have a pizza box of goodies that all have to be coordinated. So let's unload our box. And while I'm doing that, I just want to point out that as you're gathering up your supplies, you might be doing them from something that's been pre-organized or something that's been put together for you, or if you happen to be really comfortable with gathering up your own supplies, you can do that as well, because Lord knows we all have a lot of scrapbooking supplies. So I have everything from embellishments, I've got tags, I've got die cuts, stickers, I have some mat board pieces here that are pre-cut, and then the centerpiece of my pizza box contents, we have the paper. So I've got a whole big stack. This is going to be the foundation of all of the work that we're going to do. So I have everything spread out in front of me. So this is what you'll do at home. Spread it all out and get it to a spot where you know that everything you need is going to be right there. Your trimmer, your adhesive, all of your goods. So let's just grab the first piece of paper off the top of the stack and get busy. This is going to be the foundation of our first layout, and we will be making many. Now, Club Scrap actually has these pre-cut photo mats, so you may want to make some of these yourself. That way you can practice like where the photos are going to be placed. And let's just, for this particular layout, start out with 2 horizontally positioned photos, and then I'll take some contrasting colors here, and I'm going to lay them right behind these photo mats. Right now I'm not going to do any gluing of any kind because I want to be flexible with my placement of items as I work through this page. Now the next thing I really like to do is use borders of certain kinds, and I've noticed that I have a border sticker on this sheet of stickers here, this long piece right here. I'm going to remove that, put it on another piece of paper, and actually lay it right on the page. And as I have this border sitting here, it kind of anchors the page down. It gives it something to rest on. So I have my photo placement and a little border sticker. The next thing I'll look for is a title. We have some perforated die cuts that we can use, and I see this "Let Me Count the Ways" right on here. I think that'll be the perfect title for this layout, and one that can really go with just about any photo. I've already torn it out, and I've laid it on another piece of coordinating cardstock. And I've even torn the edge of this page title so that I don't even have to cut it or do any measuring. So I have a title, some stickers. Next I want to search for the perfect thing to add some journaling. And we have these little perforated tags right here that say top 10, which I think will be wonderful inspiration when I go back to add the photos. That's going to trigger my journaling. And I'll top that tag with some of the ribbon that came coordinated with the kit. So again, working with this, use what you've got, use what you have. That's going to work perfectly for my journaling. Next, here we've got these perforated die cuts, and I'm going to just put the year. I'll put 2006 on here by just pulling out these perforated stencil numbers. These aren't your ordinary office supply type. These actually match the paper that I'm using. So for 2006, I'll put that right on my page. Again, not gluing anything down because I might want to change it. I have this sheet of mat board, and I've chosen 2 little pieces from that. I've cut them out, and here they are. Now, one of the things that came in this particular kit is a tool and instructions on how to use the tool, but I want to show you how this works. It's kind of fun. It's a paper distressor, and this happens to be mat board. So all I'm simply going to do is insert my piece of mat board into this opening where there's a blade, and I'll rub. And all I'm doing is just distressing this a little bit, and I've been told, and I think it's absolutely true, that this little treatment of this embellishment actually makes it look almost like leather. And then, once you have that done, you can even take some ink and age it a little bit. A lot of Club Scrap kits come with ink, so you can, grab inks that you already have, and there you've got a really nice embellishment to place on your page. And of course, you'll do that with the other one as well. So let me place these on the layout. And maybe just one more little thing. I'm going to put a sticker finding one that will do just fine. I'll just place it right behind here. All right, one down, 13 more to go. All right, now that this is done, before we move on, I just want to point something out. You know, when I first learned about this, I thought, how in the world do you go back at a later time and add your photos? I mean, certainly not having photos speeds up this process, but I wanted to show something to you that's really important to keep in mind. Adding photos successfully will be no problem at all. I've got several different examples here. We're going to try to incorporate these into the layout. Now here's some pictures of McKenna. She's looking great in this little tiara. The green happens to match this layout perfectly. Don't have photos of little McKenna in a green tiara? No problem. I have some photos of Emily here, wearing a different color scheme, totally different look. The photos still work great with this page. Let's try another one. What about this one? I mean, these, I literally went right through my file of photos and I just pulled things out and everything just fell right into place. And I think you'll find that to be true for you as well. Now that you have one of these done, I want to show you what happened when I continue to work on these pages. And all of the many layouts that I have here now ready to go, ready to drop in the photos from my massive photo collection. Here I have a layout that's inked, I've used tags, I've used ribbons. Just moving right along here, some die cuts, some stickers have been placed. Working with the different color schemes right in the kit, we can just embellish away. And obviously with each page there's a spot for my photos, a spot for my journaling, there's a title, there are some embellishments. And we can just move on through. We've used every shred of fiber in this process. You know, one of the great things about doing this is when you can get together and do it with a good friend. That friend can stand there and shake their head yes or no and tell you, yeah, I think you're on the right track with that idea. Or why don't you try putting that over there instead of here? Or why don't we combine the products that we have and use them up together? Once you're done with all those 12 by 12s, you can switch to another format. If you happen to have some leftover papers, here we go. Here's our 1 in a million layout. Well, 1 in 13 actually. We've got about 13 layouts here that we did. Here you have some using some stamps and inks, and when you're done with that, switch to cards. You might have some leftover papers. Here's a greeting card that we used. You know, that one piece of mat board with all of those, there's like 48 pieces on there. We can continue to use them on our cards, on our embellishments, on our pages. Here's leftover stickers from the sticker sheet. Use up the whole sheet, why not? Now here we have a card, and again I want to mention this is using that piece of mat board from this sheet. Now how many times do we go out and buy a sheet of stickers or a sheet of embellishments? We use 1 or 2 and set it aside and forget about it. This way you're going to use everything that you've purchased, which is a very satisfying thing for everybody involved. And when you're done making your cards, make tags. You might still have a few more pieces of paper left. Use every shred of paper, and I guarantee you will walk away from your day of work feeling like you've been very creative and your time has been well spent. And exactly that's how I felt. Then at a later time, you can go ahead in the peace and quiet of your own home, you can add your photos, you can take the time to write the journaling and make those pages personalized and meaningful to you. I challenge you to try it. I promise you're going to love it.
For step-by-step instructions on how to create this week's project, download the design guide featuring special make-it-your-own bonus tips.